Alright, we got a new chapter of Dr. Stone, or new to me. We're one behind. We'll read them both. This one is called The Kingdom of Science Strikes Back. A very exciting chapter. It's time to signal the counterattack. They have successfully depetrified their seafaring captain, and his task, which sounds quite impossible, is to read the currents and project the trajectories of all of the little bitty stone pieces of their other beloved crewmates that have been smashed up and dumped into the ocean. And we can see kind of the aesthetic this chapter might have, which I'm very excited for. This really serene shot of the boat floating on water, the schools of fish and sharks and manta rays below, even some sea turtles, and then the brilliant sky and shimmering sea above. I love it. So we're gonna have some diving action in this chapter, I think. Lucy revived. Well done, Svika. Heavy responsibility is the only survivor of the Perseus attack. In my eyes, you're already a full-fledged warrior of the kingdom. Hey, she wasn't the only one. There's Ginrolita. Maybe Yusui doesn't need to praise him. I've got the gist of what's going on. My captain's intuition is telling me that the moment the enemy tosses their petrification weapon, you plan to nab it in mid-air. Am I wrong? Wow. So he can recognize the prototype drone in construction, figure out its intent, figure out that they need the master craftsman in order to do it, and probably he's only one step away from figuring out why he was thus revived in order to help revive him. Am I wrong? So he's picturing some sort of kite apparatus, I guess. But you're off the mark. Risu, with all his desires, couldn't fathom such a ridiculous plan. A drone! A drone in the stone world. I love the he goes dong. It's like the sound effect of him guessing, and then the sound effect of Senkyu one-upping his guess is drone. That's great. Staying loyal to the desires defines our kingdom of science. And right now, I desire our godly artisan Keisuke. Of course, of course. So, they gotta nab all the Keisuke parts. It's the Keisuke collection adventure. But, of course, their ship is fully occupied by enemy warriors, including two of the strongest warriors of their kingdom. There's Ibara and their mightiest warrior, Mozu. Yes. So they don't want to get into a fight. They don't have any of their fighting people. Look at how weak this raft looks. Everyone is just simultaneously nervous. Maybe except for Suiru and Senkyu. But they definitely aren't preparing to fight. 10 billion% clear that they suspect some of the invaders survived. They're not moved even 1 millimeter closer. So that's sunlight. They spot us all keep coming back for air, which means we'll be going on one big dive. Wow, they went full naked. Goodness, goodness. Soiz isn't even sure, perhaps, that this is the plan. But he's going along with it. But yeah, there's no way you can just do it in one dive. The ocean is so big, so deep. Simply not possible. And yeah, I like that Gen and Senkyu are just like, we're not doing it. How about some scuba diving in the Southern Isles? We're gonna make oxygen tanks. Okay, that's fun. I kind of expected maybe this development. We get a nice serene scuba diving in the Southern Isles, fishes and wishes, stone statuettes. Yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm done. So they go to the science lab. They don't have the craftsmanship to make great things like iron pipes right now, but they can dismantle the lab. That's the secondary power of the lab. The lab itself is full of all sorts of machinery and parts and equipment. So just pull it apart. You can just fix it later when you have Keisuke and you can make stuff again. It's cheaper than the lab cars. You just your basic iron pipe, and now it's got a lid. Looks so amateurish. It's got to weld it together, Maybe this before works better than you think. The soldier with a flanged, I don't know how to say that, rims meat. Will stand about 100 atmospheres of pressure, though it all leaked out after a month. I know you made rocket engines before. Yeah, that was his old high school hobby before the petrification days. Ah, I love seeing the kingdom of science at work, whether it's big or small, a team of 3 or a team of 20. It always looks like such fun. Alright, there's a little tank. It's more than a bit shabby looking. In the beginning, so those rough edges are part of the charm. It's going to be heavy, too. That's not going to be fun for swimming with. The rustling approach to fill it with air. The pistons from the engine should do nicely. Strength is regulated to make the spopper valve. My adorable lab car. Well, desperate times, desperate times. Don't underrate Kaisuke's skills. Once we revive him, he can build it all over again. Time knowing that Kaisuke will be doing the hard work. Yeah, alright, that's pretty funny. I really like the kind of visual language of the series. Just the different ways they draw all the characters. There's this really kind of not very shadowy, but like really heavy lines where Senkyu is like posing and saying something dramatic, and often it is in this sort of dialogue where both characters look like that. So this is like a classic example of that. But they really are subverting it. Like, it's very funny that they're saying this kind of this is a big moment for us kind of thing. But it's someone else is doing all the work. All that's left is a pumper tanks full of air. Comes next, this is not good. True Kingdom Science Spirit will have to labor endlessly to pump that air. Whoa! 2 atmospheres are going to be inflating the bike tire. Yes, yes. This makes sense, right? If it's empty, it's easy to put more air into it. But as it fills, cramming in additional bits of air, harder and harder and harder. And of course, they have to have it very pressurized so it doesn't just collapse in the water, right? But then they also just want a lot of air so they can stay down there for a while. Okay, using the principle of levers, the good old-fashioned simple machine. They're at full pole vault height now, trying to get the thing to just go down one more time. The air in there means pumping heat too. Splash some water on the tank unless you want it to explode. Suika helping out too. How much more of this must we do? About 5 more hours per tank. Endless labor. Yes, yes. The Kingdom of Science classic. But they're having fun too, right? Remember just a bit ago when everyone was sitting around welding and drilling holes and stuff, and I was like, that looks like fun. This doesn't look like fun. I was tricked. The pump itself blew up, but they got 2 full tanks. Oxygen tanks acquired. The diving begins. And they got underwear, too. At some point, someone made them put on underwear. It's amazing. We're actually breathing under the water. Yeah, Soyu is a Stone Age person. Probably pretty shocked by this. See the underside of the boats. Look at these fishes. The coral reefs. Oh, it's so good. I love this series because it finds such natural ways to give us these really wonderful sceneries and stuff. Like the whole hot air balloon adventure is a perfect example. Or the cave spelunking adventure. That we get into these environments and they're just drawn so gorgeously, so rich with detail. And it's like, this isn't even really the focus of the story. This isn't a scuba diving story. This isn't like an ocean story. They just happen to be in the ocean now. They just happen to be scuba diving. So, like, why not? Of course we're going to depict it. How long do those tanks last? That's how deep they go, but roughly 10 minutes. 10 minutes for 10 hours of pumping air. Puff machine blew up in the end. Yeah, and they used so many parts from the lab to build the pump. It's going to be really hard to build another one, unless the lab happens to have duplicate parts of all of those, which doesn't seem like it to be the case. So this is like their one and only shot. Like, oh my god. There won't be any more oxygen tanks, so these 10 minutes will decide our fate. We'll dive down deep to save Kaisuke. I thought this was going to be a nice leisurely Super Mario Sunshine find the red coins type scuba dive. Not frantic within 10 minutes you must find and save your friend's life. Figure out where every single piece would have drifted to. The water surface right up there. Enemy toss the statues about this hard in that direction. You should have done this before. Shouldn't have done this when you're wasting your 10 minutes, but whatever. Whatever. But it's true. Soyuz does have a great mind for recollection. He's actually kind of really emerging into his own character here. I quite like it. You know, at first he was just, I thought, sort of a plot element. Like, oh, I was from this original tribe. Like, this sort of gives some insight into that part of history. But not only is his impeccable memory, which led to that revelation, becoming like a characteristic, but he's really kind of gaining his own personality and helping out in this arc. It's really nice to see. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I should have known to do something special after you recalled the memory of the island from your infancy. That's right. This is what I was just saying. Yeah. Me and Rusuri. Like this. Except in every possible way in which we're like this. But he's definitely going to find everyone and bring them up. When it comes to the sea, he's smarter than anyone else around. So he's worked out, just from that, where the statues would have gone. This is a rift in the coral reef. A reef current. Powerful tidal current that sweeps out from the shallows to the open sea. Well, that's cool. Most likely the stone fabrics would have been caught by the tide. There you are. The trusty crew of the Perseus, our ship of science. Well done, hanging in there in the dark. This is quite horrific, really. Decapitated heads and limbs just strewn apart of all our beloved friends. Chrome especially. Poor Chrome. This isn't what he signed up for. Why are you taking your mouth guard off, by the way? See, this is the sort of art style I'm talking about. He took his mouth guard out because they're always like smiling with their teeth in that art style. So even though he's drowning literally right now, it's all worth it. Because you got to deliver those lines with the nice teeth smile. So, where's Keisuke? You notice how I've pronounced his name differently every time. It's because none of them sound right. I don't know how to pronounce it at all. Kaseki? 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 I don't know. They gotta find him specifically. It would sure be nice to haul up everyone, but that's just not feasible. They're gonna need some sort of trawling apparatus, which means they're gonna need some real craftsmanship. It means they're gonna need their craftsmen. Such exemplary services deserves a generous bonus. Be all drapes of bright rose on your back. One jellyfish found someone. 2 jellyfishes found Keisuke. 3 jellyfishes found everyone. They found everyone, including dear Keisuke. That's cute. The jellyfishes, like little flares that they had with them, I guess. And here we can see Soyuz looking at a statue with shock. I assume it's Keisuke. These destined battles, both 3,700 years ago and again here and now, are up against a petrification weapon. We were nearly wiped out, helpless to resist. It's time for our kingdom to strike back. Okay, they got Keisuke. They've unlocked craftsmanship again. They can get their drone flying. It's nuts. But what's kind of cool is that after this whole battle, after they reclaim, or not claim in the first place, the petrification weapon, and find out the mysteries behind it, and take down this enemy kingdom, blah, blah, blah. They'll do all that. And then there's going to be a lovely, lovely chapter where they're pulling up all the rest of the statues, where they revive everyone else. That'll be our reward, I think, for this arc. That'll be the moment of celebration and joy. Before, I don't know. What happens after this? I don't know. What a great series, though. I can't wait to find out. And we're going to find out some more right now, because I'm 2 chapters behind, which means I can read another chapter right now. Hell yeah, let's do it. Okay, bye-bye.